Yo, what's up, K Wong? What's up, bro? Yeah, man. Tis the season. Yeah, you know what it is. What's up, Fletch? Hey, Mark, how are you? Welcome, welcome. It's good to see everybody. My work desk exploded. There's stuff everywhere. Well, hello, bros. How are you, sir? I got some doodads to share tonight. Hey, bros, how are you? Hey, Mark, how are you? Mark, who's in your avatar tonight? If you guys don't know, Mark is a fantastic cartoonist. Switches up his Facebook avatar all the time with very fantastic tributes to cartoonists of old. JRD, you never have to apologize. Good to see you. D Brad, what's up, bro? Good evening. I have my fresh brew. Yes, yes. Yo, hey to the caffeine fam. Yo, it's kind of early, but let's do an ID for that. You know about the caffeines. Who are the caffeines? Friends and regulars, not decaf. A coffee break with JN. Well, hello. Good to see you guys. Come on in. If you don't say hello, I don't know you're here. I see a bunch of eyes watching us, but I don't know who that is. So come on in and have a seat. So, what's going on for any of you East Coasters or people in the Midwest or not the West? We just went through another snowstorm. Hey, what's up, Matt? Matt says, "Am I not supposed to admit I'm drinking decaf? Decaf doesn't exist. I'm like nose blind to decaf coffee." Kenny Wong got your Patreon joined. See, I'm not all talk. Not only am I handsome, I also come through on my promises. It just takes a while. Yeah, did you like him, Kenny? Let me know what you think. Mark says African American aviator John Robinson aided and commanded the Ethiopian Air Force during the 35 Italo Ethiopian War. Man, that's historic. I like it. It's a good look. Fantastic cartoonist. JRD's doing some Patreon business. And JRD just told me, and I don't think this is out of school, that his Patreon is 5 years old. That's amazing. JRD, give him a link to your Patreon. Yo, what up, Jerry Kraft? Everybody knows Jerry Kraft. Jerry Kraft was a fantastic guest on Pencil to Pencil the other week. We had a great time with you, bro. Jerry says, snatch me up some beach chairs. That's right. It snowed again. But it wasn't as hardcore as last week, where it really just kind of knocked us out. Hold on one second. What happened? Yo, I don't know what happened. I just had to get on my phone. Coffee broke with JN. Thanks, Jerry. That's nice. Yeah, Suze. Sue says this is all Matt's fault. I failed you caffeines. I think decaf is the curse, kind of like that idol of Brady Bunch. Once Peter brought that home, everything went wrong. I don't know what happened. My Chrome just blew up on my computer, and now it won't. They decided it wanted to update like right now, and now it's opening like 5 versions of Chrome at the same time. Hey guys, sorry for this weirdo handheld gonzo look, but we'll try to get through this. I lost a lot of people by that. You think people will want to hang on? See, where's the love? There was like 14 people watching. I come back at 7, but it's all good. Hey Jamal, how are you? Um, so once I get this back up and running, I'm going to switch back to my desktop. But I kind of like this purple glow. You know what? This is old school. This is almost the a year anniversary of when I got StreamYard last year because I shared it on my Facebook wall. It was like a memory, and it was like the first coffee break where I was trying to figure StreamYard out. And I was like, look, you can see people's names on the thing. And JRD was giving me the business. Yeah, this is Coffee Break Classic. It's kind of apropos. This is our year anniversary being with StreamYard. And for you guys who were kind of new to the podcast, the coffee break, this is how it used to look. I would sit there and I would sip my coffee and watch people at a almost uncomfortable distance from my nose. D. Brad Gibson said the Wednesday Pencil to Pencil show was a must watch for me. Thank you, brother. Each week. Unfortunately, I'm not around to watch it live. I always enjoy watching recordings on YouTube. Thank you, man. That means a lot to me. We had a lot of really great guests, and what I'm really happy about lately is that we're getting, I think, a really good mix of guests. Um, I think it's really important to me that this isn't like, I don't know, the old DC guy hour, right? Like I like talking to people from all different corners of the cartooning and illustration universe and animation. Like we've had animation directors, we had a visual effects person on, we've had straight up comic strip cartoonists, we have Jerry Craft, who's in his own category, right? And I know everybody got really excited when Walt and Weezy were on, and everybody loves Walt and Weezy. How could you not? But I was thinking while I was brewing my coffee, I wonder how many of the people that watch Pencil to Pencil specifically, I know that the caffeines are a whole different thing. Just kind of check in because there's somebody they're interested in watching, or say they really like Jay Stevens. So they're going to go to this thing and there's these two dudes interviewing Jay Stevens and then they're out. Like, what's the stickiness for you with Pencil to Pencil? And I guess if we're talking about this on Coffee Break, then you're already down for the team. But kind of like maybe the question while I switch my computers again is what got you here? What made you start watching these Pencil to Pencil episodes? Or if you've never seen it, what made you start listening to me on the coffee breaks? So if you could share that, that'd be great. Mark says, I stuck around. See, I love it. Oh, no, he's talking about not leaving. That's good to know. Brad says, your phone picture looks pretty crisp. Thanks, bro. That was one of my, what do you call it? Investments. So my phone is already old. This is a Galaxy S. What is it? Galaxy S Plus or something. And it was really expensive last year. But I was like, you know what? Me getting this phone is going to boost up a lot of my stuff. So for the Patreons, the Patronuses, almost all of my videos I do that are kind of like this are on my phone. and I just didn't want to get like a goofy phone. Like I wanted something that had some punch to it, and it kind of helped me step my game up, right? So if you remember that old uh, internet thing where people would post really grainy videos, and they'll go, "Did you record this with a potato?" Like I didn't want that. Um, yeah, Bra saw a throwback Thursday stream. Eternity Forever was the MVP of Pencil to Pencil last night. Says I watch when I remember to. Sometimes I forget or fall asleep. You need to hit your alerts. You can't ever miss. Suze, oh, you're such a sweetheart. Says I just come for the JN. This is my internet safe space. Oh, you're so sweet. Mark says I started watching because I know you from our interactions at SPX. We go way back. Plus, I'm a comics and cartoon nut. I love it. I love it. All right, it looks like I'm about to go back in, so I don't want to like cross the streams here. So I'm going to remove myself from here. No, I don't want to end the broadcast. All right, I'm going to figure this out. Hold on a second. This is so crazy. I'm going to do two things at once here. Hello. All right. Cool. That's it. All right, we're back.
All right, we're back. All right, we're back. All right, we're back. All right, we're back.
All right, sorry about that. This has been the weirdest episode. Ugh. All right, where are we? Sorry about that. Eternity says, I put the alerts on, did I fall asleep? I thought you said crossing the streams were bad. Yeah, man, that was crazy. I was like an Inception. What up, El Jamal? You missed all the fun. We lost like 15 minutes here. All right, we're back. All right, we're back. All right, we're back. Yeah, what up, Fletch? Yo, I got a gift from you I'm gonna share soon. Yo, clean. What's up, Jamar? Broke the internet. I do it every time, baby. Live TV, baby. Oh, you want an ID? All right, I'll do that just for you, Squeeze. You're watching Coffee Break with JN, now in 5 dimensions. I'm Jamar Nicholas, your internet safe space, Philadelphia's favorite son, and the Kevin Bacon of comics. Hello. What happens here? Well, I'll tell you, friendo. I, Jamar Nicholas, cartoonist in good standing, gets to hang out with my caffeines. You know who you are, caffeines. And I get to drink coffee out of my, this one has a fan club. My Mighty Atom mug. Look how it's squatty large. Look at that. It's thick with 2 C's. See him swim oceans, fly through space, catch criminals. Mighty Atom, 100,000 horsepower. You get to watch me drink coffee out of exotic mugs and run my mouth. And when I'm out of coffee, this video is over. Is that the new intro? All right, we're back. All right, we're back. All right, we're back. Kitty Wong with the wall attacks. I got to do the Kilroys here. I started watching you because of a mutual friend of ours was a guest, Eric Battle. What up, E? Philly, stand up. Eric was a guest on Pencil to Pencil a couple months ago. Loved how it was a deep dive into people's experiences in the industry and personally as an artist in general. You guys also have really thoughtful and relevant questions. Thank you, Kitty Wong. After that, just subscribed and really found Pencil to Pencil to be insightful. Anytime aspiring artists ask me about sources to help them improve as artists, I highly recommend them to watch you guys because it's important. Yes, much respect, Kitty Wong. Respect to the architect. Thank you for that. Mark says, that looks like Astro Boy. This is Astro Boy, my friend. Mighty Atom is the Japanese name for the Americanized Astro Boy. Tetsuwan Atom, Mighty Atom. So yeah, I picked up the I almost feel like I don't want to say anything anymore because I swear I hope somebody out there isn't like Jamar's always dropping names and he's always talking about the stuff who he think he is. But I picked this up in Tokyo maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I really want to get back to Japan. It was great. But yeah, I'm a big Astro Boy fan. I have a little Astro Boy collection. And I love this mug. And our boy Scott Kurtz was so enamored with this mug. I think he went and bought himself a couple. And I don't know if you could see inside it. There's like, I don't want to spill this. There's a little gauge with some of the stars, the stars of the Astro Boy Tezuka manga in there. Look at that. Much respect to Mr. Wong. See, you get love, bro. Mark says you learn something new every day. Yeah, man. We could talk about Astro Boy for a whole episode. How's talking about Astro Boy? No, it's more about how I got the mug because this is like, I got to clean this out, Jerry. Here's my Mama's Boys mug. Because when I talk about my friendship with Jerry Kraft, I'm not making it up. So here's my Mama's Boys mug, and here's this Mighty Atom mug. Look at that. And this one holds the same amount of coffee. It's crazy. Oh, I like it. Yeah, you're right, Clean. I told you the mugs with inside prints are the best. We're still talking about these caffeine mugs. We're not there yet. But Colleen she might be our Teamster leader, union leader, has been vetting for the caffeines. It was like, you need a mug with something on the inside of it or on the bottom of it. I was like, I'm listening. Sue says the Kevin Bacon of comics should be dropping names. That's so funny. Well, I'll give you a little inside baseball. I just got off of email with Mike Manley, and we just lined up. I think we're full up on guests for Pencil to Pencil until April, and we got some heavy hitters. But before I even say that, I think all of our guests are heavy hitters. How do you guys feel about this? Do you like the surprise of not knowing who the guest is until a couple of days before, or should I give you like a month full of guests? Right? Because my fear is if you advertise this stuff too much in advance, especially on the internet, people forget about it. Right? So if I said, oh, we're going to have XYZ man on, and I tell you that a month from now, like I say, okay, in April, so Eric Larson's going to be on the podcast, and you're like, oh shit, and then you circle that, and then you totally forget about it, and then the episode comes, you were like out with your finger up your nose somewhere, and then you're like, yo, I missed it. How come I missed it? But if I do this stuff like a day or 2 or 3 days beforehand, it's a little fresher. I'd love to hear what you guys think about that. Kenny Wong says that mug is dope. Thank you, bro. This is my favorite mug, next to the Coffee Hound mug. Those are my 2 favorite mugs. I actually did a mug purge. If you guys remember, I had a lot more. Like I had my Pac-Man joints, and it was just like the cupboard was getting full. But when I got gifted that Mike Ringo mug from the Ringos, like I got rid of a couple of them. I was like, yo, this needs its own shelf. Mark says, do you have a Leon mug? No, I do not. But never say never. Eternity says, that's cool. That's a measurement of manga characters from Astro Boy. Yeah, it's a really cool mug. Colleen says, Astro Boy has a thing on the bottom too. Oh yeah, there's like a like a medallion on the bottom that says it's official. So official. Science fiction. Tezuka Productions. Mighty Atom. Is what it says. You guys are just trying to make me spill this coffee. Like Colleen's going to go, hey, Jamar, what time is it? Eternity says 6 degrees of comics creators. Exactly true. It's exactly what it is. I had a school visit, like a college lecture I did yesterday on Zoom. And I talked about some of the more important facets of doing this stuff as a career. And I started talking about networking. And I started talking about, which I think is really important in my whole makeup, is the way I've promoted myself all these years has been, and any of you guys that know me or even hang out on this thing knows that I promote myself. Like I try to set this up so that hopefully you enjoy the things that I say or maybe the things that I do, but you met me first, right? That's starting to change over the past maybe 10 years. That's gotten more out of my hands. And it's still kind of weird for me to hear that people have my book in like Arkansas or something like that. And I didn't sell it to them at a convention, or, you know, I didn't do like a hand-to-hand sale with them. But my whole thing when I started out in 97, 98, and I was doing these conventions is that I can't compete with all of these people doing the same exact thing that I am. So I'm going to have to lean into my gifts. I didn't say that then because I didn't, you know, that wasn't a phrase then. And just say, you know what, you know, come by the table. We'll have a nice chat. We'll be real. And then, you know, I remember even saying things like, hey, listen, while you're here, if you're interested in anything, let me know, but no pressure. I've always said that. I'm not chasing people down the hall with my book trying to make $2. Like, I'm not doing that hard press. And I think a lot of people respect that, or just go like, yo, JN, I like your energy. You know, I like your swag or whatever. Sure, I'll sign up for your mailing list. And then from that, it just kind of grows and it travels. And then, you know, somebody will bring over their boy, like, yo, this is the dude I was telling you about. Oh, word. Yo, what else you got? You know what I'm saying? So it kind of travels like that. And that works for me. Even when I started doing the coffee breaks, and then the pandemic hit, like almost like 7-8 months later, after I'd been doing like almost a full year of coffee breaks before the pandemic, there were a lot of people, you might remember, there were a lot of people like, yo, I see what JN's doing. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a live. I'm going to be on Facebook Live. See what had happened was, and they didn't stick it through. They didn't stick it out. And, you know, I think it's hard to do anything, to be honest. I always find it miraculous that anybody gets out of bed in the morning. But again, I say this like every other coffee break. This stuff works for me because I'm comfortable doing this kind of stuff. If, you know, I put somebody else in front of the camera and say, go, they'd be like, right. And it even comes into, I don't want to lose my point. It even comes into booking guests for the podcast. I can't tell you how many people say no. I can't tell you how many people just ghost me after I ask. Or I've had some people who just said, you know what, I'm not comfortable talking like that just without a safety net. So all those things I've kind of brought into this thing for you to just enjoy me, the culture of me, or whatever that means, to allow me to have a platform like Coffee Break with JN, right? So I was trying to tell these young people to, you know, worry less about Instagram follows and all that kind of stuff, and just be genuine and see what comes out of that, right? So anyway, so the comic creator 6 degrees thing is just me being in the mix for so long and being the person I am, and, you know, you just connect with people like that. So everybody, and I'm not telling tales out of school, I think almost everybody that knows me in comics or the book publishing world or all that knows that I really don't want anything from you. And that's almost a superpower. because a lot of people are really guarded. And when you call them, they're like, oh shit, I hope he doesn't want me to do a pinup for him, or I hope he doesn't want me to draw a book for him. And that's what goes through comic book people's minds every time the phone rings is, what do you want? And I know that sounds really paranoid and guarded, and I understand it now, but I've disarmed a lot of people because they say, I'm just calling to see how you're doing. I don't want anything. My phone doesn't ring a lot anymore because just nobody makes phone calls. But all of that to say is you're just getting me. So sorry for the rail on that. I hope that made sense. All right, let me try to get through some of these. Thanks, man. I appreciate all of you guys. Matt says on my thing about advance notice, I like finding out a few days in advance. You're right, I'll forget. And that wasn't pointed at you, Matt, but I think that's just the way the internet works. There's so much stuff going on, right? Eternity says it's true. I forget if it's too soon. Colleen says, a month might be too long, maybe a week. Tune in next week. Yeah, but also it's just me. It's me and Mike doing these ads, you know what I mean? And it's just like, oh shit, let me get this in. And I don't ever want anybody to feel slighted like I didn't give them enough notice. Here's something that really helps, and I try to tell the guests this, not all of them do it. If you promote this to your constituents, it makes the experience a lot better. I have a theory, and I hope I'm not alienating anybody. I have a theory going along that avenue of the creator ask. I think some people feel like this is something they have to get through, and I may have said this before. I almost feel like somebody asking you to be on their podcast is the 2021 version of, hey, can you help me move a sofa on Saturday? When? What, this Saturday? I don't know, man. What? And that sounds really messed up, right? Because, and this, like, I'm not knocking any of our guests because they've all been fantastic. But I think it's just a weird thing. I think the new part of that is the new kitschy thing in the world is a podcast. Like, they make fun of that on TV. Like, oh, you know, Brian doesn't have a job, but he has a podcast about ham sandwiches. Can't you see I'm recording? Close the door. I'm talking about rye and Swiss with ham. You know what I mean? Like, that's the new taking pictures of your dinner on Facebook, is that everybody has a podcast now, right? But a lot of that stuff is trash. Right. So anyway, let me shut up. So, okay, Cully says a month might be too long, maybe 1 week, tune in next week. Okay. JRD says, big names, surprises are cool. Newer folks I like to have a week's notice so I can read up, so I can ask good questions. But how do I know who you know? Right? That's that. And that also is a point of entry for people. Like, if you have no idea who XYZ comic strip artist is, and like, I love that JRD does his research. But then if you're like big shot Marvel artists, but then we've had cartoonists on who didn't grow up idolizing Marvel people, so they don't know who those people are, right? So I guess my big push at this point is trying to get the people that have hung around, like Mark says. Oh no, you said that because of the blackout. People who hung around and are just fans of Pencil to Pencil. I want them to check out everything, and I know that might be a hard sell. But it's just not like, oh, this one's going to be bad this week, but the next one will be good. I think they're all good in their own way. And I think, kind of like Mama Carla, who is usually around for all of these, learned something from all of them. And if you kind of zoom out a little bit and think of it in that way, what can I get from each one of these people? I think you'll have a different experience. El Jamal says, XYZ man is hot. Yo, put a stamp on it. Let's draw that. Eternity says, I kicked myself about missing Jerry Craft. Jerry, you hear that? Did you watch it later? It was a really good episode. Mark says, I like the surprise, but I wouldn't mind having a heads up in case it's someone I really want to see. Yeah. So it's kind of like, just kind of said that. I think I might, maybe I'll do a twofer. maybe I'll do. This is what we're gonna have this week and next week, like a up at bat type of thing. Maybe that'll work. Kitty Wong says, I think it's fine to announce it early because we can pencil it. I see what you did there. Pencil it in the calendar. But personally, I tune in regardless every Wednesday. You know that. Facts. As they say in Philly, the young people say less rather than say no more. It's the same thing, but say less. JRD says, Leon Mug where the handle's broccoli props. I don't know, man. I might have to get a license sword for that. That's a lot. That's a good idea, though. Kenny says, a Leon mug where you can have panels from the comic inside the mug. All right, I'll have to talk to my people about that. Colleen says, on the topic of Broccoli Rob, I just got some Broccoli Rob stickers in the mail today. Pray tell, and promptly slapped one of those bad boys on my work cell phone. That's what's up. So a couple of the people in the room are talking about their Patreon rewards for January. They just came in the mail. And I had the stuff already. Just the weather's been crazy. I've been trying to get to the post office for a while. And I just did a post for the February make tier. So while we're at it, let's do a GLO. Thanks for bringing it up, Colleen. Go looking out to my $2 patronuses. A couple people just moved around and not in this tier anymore, but I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for your support. You can be in the JN Army. You can be part of the, as we used to call it back in 98, 99, the Friends of Jamar fan club by joining my Patreon today. It's really fun. I have a lot of fun with it. I post stuff. I've been working on the Scholastic stuff. I post little like behind the scenes photos of things. My buddy Muse just said, are you actually live? I hope that answers this question. So yeah, get in on that. Thanks, sweetheart. You're always so nice to me. Yo, Master Asa Incorporated. What up, brother? Good to see you. I'm glad that we can always connect here on Thursdays. I really look forward to this. My buddy Mousse says, are you actually live or is this a recording? It's live. Jump on in, bro. Yeah, this is live, man. It's LIVE. Yo, E, what's up, brother? E says, you can always promote the guest list more than once. You can announce the month's list and then do reminders weeks of. No one's going to stop you. That's a lot of work, E. Like, I hear you, and I think that's a great idea. I don't know. It's just, there's people in the circle who say, I don't know how you have time to do this. How are you doing any of this? But that's something that maybe I can add to the matrix. You make good points. Everybody go out and cop those Tomorrow's Publishing Modern Masters series of books. I think aren't they doing a sale over at Tomorrow's right now? I'm trying to get a complete set. I'm missing a couple. Actually, no, I let a couple people borrow them. What was I thinking? I have to replace them now. It's always good to see you, E. All right, I got to crawl through these. There's a million of these. Mark says, I'm also amazed I got out of bed this morning. Yo, what's up, bro? Everybody knows my good buddy Mousse Brooker, a fantastic animator. He's been in the business for a while. If you want to know more about Mousse, we interviewed him on Pencil to Pencil. What was it, like in May? It was like early pandemic. It might have been June. It was in the summer. Go back and check it out. And he hates when I do this, but some of my favorite greatest hits of Mousse is he was one of the animators on Elf. Yes, Elf. Yeah, that thing. The narwhal scenes, all that was Mousse. Fantastic animator and director now. So thanks for tuning in, bro. Ask a question. Mark says, I'm completely comfortable with doing an interview, but I have nothing to promote. Not yet, anyway. Well, yeah, no, I understand that. And everybody, it's funny. When you have a platform, this sounds weird talking about this. I'm like kind of moving the curtain back. When you have a platform and kind of my makeup for guests is first, it's kind of like a consensus, right? It's not just me booking people, and it's not just Mike booking people, and it's not just Brett, if he's around, who throws in his opinion. It's kind of like, who would be interesting, who could do it, who could who could last for 2 hours, who has a personality that would make a good interview. And then also, like I've said, and a lot of you guys might be addicted to some of this, there's no spicy questions on Pencil to Pencil. I'm not trying to submarine anybody. This isn't shock and awe TV. I just want to have a good conversation with another pro who can fit in that. I try not to judge people or pass judgment on people. You know, I have a list in my head of people I'd love to talk to. A lot of them are already friends of mine. Some people I've reached out to or we're acquaintances, or they know a person, I know a person. See, the Kevin Bacon thing comes back, right? And then they might be like, never respond. Like, you know, it is what it is. But and then there are people who like, oh, I only do promotion during this part of a year. If I don't have a new thing, I'm not promoting. But I kind of don't feel like what we're doing at Pencil to Pencil is promotion. It's just kind of like you're pro, you're doing pro shit. You want to talk about it? Because I know it's tough. A lot of times you don't have anybody to talk to about this stuff. But I feel you, Mark. Kenny Wong says, people don't know. It ain't easy to podcast. Podcasting ain't easy, but it sure is fun. It's so awkward and it turns into a full-time job. So mad respect to you, JN, because you got this on lock with all your different podcasts. Thank you, brother Kenny. You my dude. Carlos, what up, brother? Frizz and Jamar fan club. What? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. There's something on here. There's so many things. Oh my gosh. The cult of geniality. Jardy says, yeah, I'm the same. I only approach fellow creators for friendship. That's it. Eternity says, I see Billy Tucci on YouTube, David Finch, Sandra Hope, Frank Cho, all on YouTube, but in various degrees of content. What in interviews, or do they have channels? I don't really know what you're saying here. You can do YouTube community posts to update what's going on and when. Huh, that's interesting. Will anybody read those? Because Eternity, I feel like you're one of the YouTube mainstays. A lot of the people who mess with us heavy are on Facebook or a little bit of both. But I'd be interested in that. Yeah, why not use that feature? Bra says, I'm tuning in every episode anyway. The guest advertising their appearance will get the most new people. Maybe give the guests a little press kit type thing to post that you and Mike share. It's a good idea. I've been trying to do something like that. So a lot of times people are like, oh shit, is that this Wednesday? Sorry. Eternity says, you need some Young Bucks one. Those who are more comfortable being on air, so to speak. Yeah, we've had some young-ish guests, but one of the weird things is that, and I'm not even being ageist, but it's kind of like most of the people I know who are pros are either, it's kind of like an age bracket, right? People are kind of like in this, you've been in the game long enough that you know what you're talking about, and then it ages out from there. If you go down, you're talking to people who are just figuring it out, or they just kind of got in, or they came in with a real hot book or something like that. And a lot of those people aren't on my radar. And then also a lot of those people, this just could be my opinion on it. A lot of those people don't need this. And I mean need in a way that their audience is already soaked in with Instagram, right, or Twitter, and you know they have a cushion of people around them that they don't need to sit and talk to somebody for 2 hours on a stream. You know what I mean? So it's almost like the younger you go, the more their audience has already like enveloped them like a roll of air. What do you call it? Like the poppy air things you put in your Amazon package. I could be wrong, but I mean that'd be something to look into. And I guess it's funny to think about. Most of the people we have have gray. The comics will do that to you. You get gray hair real fast. But yeah, I don't know. That's something to think about. It turns. You gave me something to think about. What up, Shan? Oh, yo, Shan, give us a plug for Snoopy Comics. My man Shan and Newbie has a new comic book company out. I'm really excited about that. It's got some hot titles. Put the URL in the chat, Shan. Shannon says, I always dig the show. Jerry Craft episode was one of the best. You hear that, Jerry Craft? The knowledge you drop has really been helping me in my own comic journey. You know I'm here for you, Shan. That's what's up. Matt says, I tune in almost every week. Not every guest falls within my specific interest, but I like that. I'm getting exposed to things I'm not aware of, much like when I read those old comic scene magazine. Thanks, Matt. Eternity says, getting the word out is how to build your community and grow the channel. Well, yeah, I know. It's tough, bro. Mark says, I should take inspiration from your example and try doing a live stream. I have no idea what I talk about. It just flows, man. You just roll with who's in the room. And, if you engage. And this is one of the best things I like about StreamYard. Being able to put this bug on the screen changes the whole scope of this show. It feels like a community. I'm talking to Mark. And I'm talking to everybody else. And I said before, this is one of the reasons I don't watch a lot of other people's streams who just kind of talk at you, and they never respond to any comments. They never respond to anything. They just kind of go, and there's just nothing but hearts filling the side of the screen. And it just doesn't feel like, that's not engaging to me. But, like just listen to your audience, and then it'll just flow from there. He says about the Modern Masters books, you're only $8 a pop. A bunch have sold out and some are getting close. Yeah, I think I messed up. Yeah, you're welcome to say. Sue says, random question. Is the poster in the back new? Jamar Nicholas World Build. Oh, yeah, sorry, my lamp is one that's washing that out. That is from a gallery. I'd had a solo gallery show couple of years ago, and that's the event posters. Jamar Nicholas World Building. If you look on YouTube and type that in, you'll find the event lecture. It was an hour, which was really good, and we talk about what it means to create universes around characters. It was really fun, and that was like 2013. That was a while ago, but I always liked the poster. I kept one. What up, Ray Felix? Ray Felix says, who you telling? You a natural. Thank you, brother. Oh, Eternity says they all have YouTube channels. That's, you know what? And that makes a lot of sense. And those guys have names a lot different than what I have. And, I'm sure they have traffic that just comes. Like, if you want to go see Frank Cho draw, you go to the Frank Cho channel, right? That just makes sense. So, but even how I just said at the beginning of the coffee break, a lot of what I've done has been promoting me, and the art comes later. So I think it's a little different. I'm not a mainstream name from that world, but I do my little thing over here in the corner, but I'll go check them out. Maybe there's something I can learn from them. D. Brad says, if the artist has nothing to promote, they can give a live drawing or drawing tips. That's true. But, again, going back to pencil, we don't do that. Like that's what makes this thing so special, is that there's a bunch of pros just shop talking. Nobody's got to whip out a pencil. Nobody's got to go through their stuff and hold stuff up to the camera. We can just talk. And I feel like a lot of that pressure is taken away from our guests because they don't have to perform or have a PowerPoint ready. And if you've noticed in the last couple of weeks, I haven't even shown any art. It almost puts it on you guys to go, if you're not familiar with them, look up their work, because that's part of this whole thing anyway. Go find somebody new to check out. I don't always feel like I have to do a show and tell. once in a while I do, especially if I'm not really sure that people know what, like the Danny Williams interview we did, which I was still learning about Danny's world. And it was more helpful for us to see some images go on to kind of give some context to what he was talking about. Asa says, I'm an avid YouTuber. I didn't know we could comment from there. Yeah, there's a live chat thing going on while we're live. El Jamal says, you can use later.com to schedule the post across your social in advance. Like Hootsuite. Remember that? Sit down one day and schedule everything for the next month. Ugh. I guess that means that I have to know what we're doing for a whole. No, that's good. And El Jamal, I wouldn't ever assume you wouldn't have good information to give out. That's good. JN said, Colleen says, JN, not going to lie. I saw the world building poster, but thought it said world butthole. I'm just going to leave that there. All right, you guys are getting out of my realm here. Is there some way to set it so you set up the preview stream card on YouTube in advance? It creates a Google Calendar event for folks to get added to the fun. Dude, that's above I'm punching above my weight right there. I don't think so. That's a lot, but that sounds really, really cool. All right, let's take an ID. You've been watching. Where's my John? Coffee Break with JN. I'm JN, Jamar Nicholas. I need to come up with a different nickname. I've been using the same one too long. What did Jared, you call me Captain Scholastic? Your internet safe space? Your internet panic room? Your internet hairbrusher? It's okay. Everything will work out. I know it's hard. It's okay. You just keep pushing. That guy, Jamar Nicholas, at your service. What's going on here? Well, my caffeines and I get together every Thursday night at 9 p.m. EST and talk that good talk. We chop it up real nice, a nice fine dice, and I drink coffee. And when I'm out of coffee, I abruptly turn this video off. Thanks for joining me. Oh, see, look, now Ace is over here. That's cool. Jared D says internet hairbrusher. Do you know what that means? You know what hairbrushing is? And I kind of made this turn up. Hairbrushing is, and this happens a lot with younger people, is that we all need soothing, right? And it's kind of like a thing that I've seen where it's really not enough to go, oh, you know what, just suck it up. Because like a lot of young people aren't built like that. That's kind of how we were raised. Yo, just suck it up. What are you crying for? What are you, punk? Ugh. But with like newer generations, it's a lot more of, okay, I understand that's hard. That has to be really hard for you. But maybe we can talk through this, and I can, maybe we can work out some ways, some coping mechanisms, some tools that you could use. I call that hairbrushing. Oh, JRD, I know it's really rough. I know it's hard. How does that make you feel? I just made that up. So it's just basically like soothing people is what I meant by that. Oh, Ray's kind of talking to the room. Sorry. Eternity says the community board is where you can do all the things that we're talking about. You can post polls, links to vids, and other sites like a bulletin board. Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out. Thank you for that. Colleen says toxic masculinity versus empathy. Ooh, yeah, real rap. I'm not posting that, JRD. But yeah, you guys have given me a lot to think about. That sounds great. I may have to deputize one of you people to help me with all of that, because I don't say this often, but I am at max cap. I'm right here with stuff, and I can't add another thing. So all these ideas were amazing. I think we should institute most of them. I may start reaching out to some of you guys and maybe see if you'd want to help out with the community. That would be really special to me. Part of that is, maybe I can get the pencil.com thing up and running. There are a lot of people who are fans of the audio podcast are like, well, I guess they stopped doing it. I don't have the arms to do that too. All right. So, if anybody's interested, let me know. Oh, I wanted to post something. Hey, Mama Carla, how are you? It's good to see you. Hope everything's well with you. I fell down this rabbit hole. I don't know how this happened, but I fell into this rabbit hole on YouTube where I think it was called like Gas Station Confessionals or something. And this guy who works at this convenience gas station has a YouTube channel, and he just posts these kind of like closed circuit video things of people shoplifting. And then he like does this voiceover of these people walking around pacing, looking real suspicious and like putting Slim Jims in their shorts. And then they always come up and try to pay for something like the okie doke. Like they'll steal something and then they'll go like throw a pack of gum on the counter and pay that and walk out. And the guy lets them do that. And then he chases them out into the parking lot where the gas pumps are on the camera. Like he's got his phone out. He's like, yo, I saw you steal those Hershey bars. And the guys are like, and I can't stop watching them. I don't know what that's about. And there's part of me that it's funny. In a lot of the comments, people kind of like, yo, this makes me feel some type of way because I probably look really I'm not me. This is what the people say. I probably look really suspicious pacing around the M&Ms because I just can't decide what I want. They must think I'm stealing. So one part of this is that I'm less intrigued by people stealing. That's not the wave for me. But I think the guy that works at the place is real bold to just run up on these people like, yo, it's just kind of like, I don't know. I'm surprised he doesn't get attacked for it. But it's like people are petty. I don't know. Like there was this one episode where this young woman came in. She must live in the neighborhood. He had a montage of her coming into the store and pacing around the liquor. This must be in the South because Pennsylvania has just gotten to the point where they carry liquor in places like that. You'd have to go to the wine and spirits shop, or as they used to call it, the state store, to get booze, and you'd have to go to a beer distributor to get beer. And she was like on the reg, like that, on a regular stealing Fireball shots, like the Fireball whiskey, and like stuffing them in her pants or in her. She would wear like a sundress, but have biker shorts on under that, and like tuck the Fireball in, and then she'd buy like a pack of gum, and they wouldn't sell her Swisher Sweets, and then she'd leave, and the guy was just like watching her every day, just and he's like, if somebody said, by the time you finished stealing all these little nips of alcohol, you could have just bought a container of alcohol. It's just, it's like there's a thing there, and I don't really know what I could talk about there, but it's just been really fascinating to watch. El Jamal says, hit me up if you need web assistance. Thank you, bro. I may do that. As as all this stuff grows and as pencil to pencil grows, I want to make sure I'm kind of checking off all these boxes. So that's important to me. Oh yeah, Mama Carla, happy birthday. You had a birthday a little while ago. Happy Earth Day. Asa says the package shop. Yeah, that's a very New England thing. The package shop, the package store. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Like I wasn't going to get into a thing. It was like, hey, have you ever gone into the gas station and stolen stuff? Because like I don't want to incriminate anybody, and I kind of don't care about that kind of stuff. I don't want to share those kind of stories. But I don't know. It just seems like I don't know. I feel bad. I feel bad for those people in a weird way, and it almost seems like a compulsion. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have, I don't want this to get sticky, but if you have like money to buy a case of cigarettes, why are you jamming a Mr. Goodbar in your bra strap? Like just put it on a you know what I'm saying? Like there's something else at play. And I remember for a while they were doing these big exposés on like the LA youth thief culture. Like there were like thief rings of rich kids, and they're just bored, right? They don't need to steal things, but they just don't have anything else to do. So anyway, I don't know where I'm going with that. Mr. Why you like that? I was going to show a clip, but I'm going to end this soon as we went long already. But yeah. Oh, is Fletch still here? Fletch, you still in the building? I wanted to shout out Fletch real quick. Oh, have you read Michael Cho's Shoplifter book? No, but we had Mike on the podcast a couple months ago, and we were showing images of it, and I was like, yo, that's what's up. I need to read that. I need to write that down because I'm totally going to forget. So it kind of talks about that, E. I'm writing it down right now. And Michael's stuff is so good. It's so good. Hey, what up, Fletch? It's like, is Fletch still here? He just won the lotto. So I got to give a shout out to Fletch. He came through with the coffee warmer. Look at that. So now I can keep my coffee warm. Remember when I was complaining about my coffee getting cold? Not anymore. Thank you so much, Fletch. That was a good look. I have to make sure I unplug this so I don't burn my house down. But yeah, this is fantastic. Yo, sip of coffee for Fletch. Thank you so much, bro. Eternity says they made a movie about those rich kids. One of those kids was on a reality show. Yeah, wasn't it called like Bling? Like kind of like Thief Bling, the Bling kid. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Carla says, Jamar, you gave me Jerry Kraft for my Earth Day. You hear that, Jerry? Thanks, Carla. You should celebrate as much as you can. Ray Felix says, I knew a teacher who would shoplift back in the day, and he was making $80K a year. I think it's an addiction. Yeah, it's kind of, I think in some ways, there's parts of that where it's just like, maybe it's like the thrill. There's a thrill of getting away with it. There's a thrill of, it's probably like an adrenaline spike or something like that. Yeah, it's weird. Bling ring. Yes. Thank you, Bros. Bros always comes through. That's great. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of spicy, like But yeah, I couldn't stop watching this show. There was one that was interesting. This woman came in with all these dudes, and the woman went into the back and what did she steal? Let's just say combos. I can't think of what it was. And she put like 7 bags of combos in her hoodie, and then like just dipped out. And then she went to get in the car with these dudes, and the guy from the gas station walked right up on his car full of dudes. It was like, yo, what's up? I need all those snacks back. And they're like, what? And the woman was playing dumb. I didn't. What? And he was like, yeah, bro, tell her to empty her pockets. I was waiting for somebody to swing on this dude, But they were mad at the woman. They're like, "Yo, for real? You just stole out of there, man! I gotta go pay for this." And they got like an argument with her, and I was fascinated. I'm like, "What? This can't be real. This like can't be Philly." He says the MC is a compulsive shoplifter, and it's you're talking about the show book, and its main character is a compulsive shoplifter, and it serves as a microcosm of her life in general. I gotta watch that. Read that. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. All right, you guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. I gotta go. Gotta get back to the boards. So thank you so much for hanging out. God willing, I'll be back here next Thursday at 9 p.m. To chill with you guys again. Oh, wait a minute. Frost says it's like the kid that stole the Connect from Game Junkie by stuffing it down his pants. I saw that video. The guy put a whole Xbox joint in his pants and like duck walked out of the store. It's funny, but it's not funny. But it's just like, yo, it's so brazen. Thanks, bros. All right, you know what Sue says? Say your good nights because I'm going to turn this off. Good night, Asa. Good seeing you, bro. Ray says, my Walmart is Jerry Kraft's new book. Yo, cop that. Thanks, Mark. Good to see you. Same bad time, same bad channel. That's right, Kitty Wong. Goodbye from the Ringos. Good night, guys. All right, you guys, say goodbyes. This was fun. I don't know where the time goes. Hey, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. The Black Dusty Roads. Jamar Nicholas. When you put your hands on the screen, you can feel my power flow through you, through these hands, if you will. You've been watching Coffee Break with JN. I'm JN, Jamar Nicholas, the Black Dick Cavett, the Kevin Bacon of comic books, the Grand Poobah of indie comics. That's an old one. And Johnny Carson. Thanks, Jerry Kraft. That's wild stuff. That's amazing, wild stuff. You've been hanging out with us, caffeines, kicking it real hard. And we're saying our goodbyes. Arg. You've been watching me drink this coffee and run my mouth. And now that I'm out of coffee, still warm, I can say. Thanks, Fletch. The video's over. Good night.